Hello and a very warm welcome to everyone joining me on this exciting journey into the heart of the brain and learning. I'm Dee and I'm your host for today's webinar. If there's one thing you should know about me, it's that I'm passionate about learning. I've spent over 2 decades working in education and learning and development, trying to understand how to make learning fun, meaningful and sticky for everyone. My journey began as a college tutor and Senko, where I first witnessed the incredible impact that individualised support and personalised adjustments can have on learners. It was here that I learned the art of adapting teaching methods, materials and environments to create inclusive and engaging learning experiences for all. From digital transformation programmes at the Ministry of Defence to leadership development at the Home Office. From offender learning within prisons to product enablement for software companies, my journey has taken me through diverse educational landscapes. And it is within this rich tapestry of experiences that I have discovered valuable insights about the art of learning and the beauty of adapting to our diverse learners. And it's not just about practical experience. I've dug deep into the latest research about the brain, always looking to figure out how we can learn better, more efficiently and ultimately joyfully. So whether you're a learner looking to up your game and unlock your potential, a teacher aiming to make your classes even more impactful, or a trainer, L&D professional trying to maximise the effectiveness of your programmes and your ROI, there's going to be something in it for you. Together, we are going to debunk some myths, shed light on some misconceptions and uncover a few truths about how our brains work when it comes to learning. I'm hoping this has sparked your curiosity, so let us venture together into the compelling world of the brain and learning. We'll start this session by sharing a short story that sets the stage. So if you're sitting comfortably, let's begin. Once upon a time, there was a company that invested heavily in training to help its employees learn new skills and stay competitive in the market. However, despite the company's best efforts, many employees found the training to be dry and unengaging, and their performance did not improve as much as the company had hoped. The company's HR manager, Maya, was puzzled by this and decided to investigate. She discovered that many of her trainers at the company were perpetuating myths and misconceptions about the brain and learning, and these were hindering the effectiveness of the training programs. For example, some trainers believed that intelligence was fixed and could not be improved through training, while others believed that people had a preferred learning style, such as visual or auditory, and that training should be tailored to that style. Maya realised that these myths and misconceptions were not only untrue, but were also preventing the employees from reaching their full potential. She knew she had to do something and started with educating her team of trainers about these myths and misconceptions, which led to them wanting to find out more about neuroscience and learning. The team soon concluded that the training programs needed to be overhauled to incorporate the latest research on the brain and learning. With the help of a team of experts, they redesigned the training programs to focus on engagement and interactivity. They introduced a variety of learning activities that supported retention and application of new skills and knowledge, and also kept the employees engaged and actively involved in the learning process. They also explored the importance of metacognition, or thinking about your own thinking, which can help employees become more aware of their own learning progress and make more intentional decisions about how to learn. The company's investment in training paid off, and the employees were better equipped to meet the challenges of a constantly changing business landscape. Maya learned that by dispelling the myths and misconceptions about the brain and learning, and also incorporating the latest research into the training programs, she could help the employees reach their full potential and help the company reach its goals and stay competitive in the market. I'm wondering if any of you resonate with this story, perhaps as the L&D manager, as a learner, an employee, or as a trainer. It really serves as a reminder that even if you are already acquainted with some of the prevalent myths and misconceptions about the brain and learning, it's crucial for us to fulfill our responsibility of ensuring that our teams and learners are well informed and empowered with accurate knowledge to take charge of their own learning journeys. And throughout my career, I feel that I've been all three of those main actors in that story. A newly qualified educator with a handful of myths and misconceptions about the brain and learning, the training manager seeking to improve outcomes for my organisation, and now as a consultant working with organisations to enhance their learning offerings and achieve measurable returns on their investment. And I know that many of you are seasoned educators, L&D professionals with a wealth of knowledge and a real passion for your profession and desire to continue your professional development. And you may find that you're aware of all, some or none of the myths and misconceptions that we cover today. So in the least, I hope this session serves as a refresher, but ideally as a spark that inspires you to continue exploring other misconceptions and the wider world of brain-friendly learning to apply within your roles and positively impact your learning outcomes. So within this short session, we will explore common myths and misconceptions about the brain and learning, with the intent of encouraging you to look at how these myths and misconceptions impact the design, the training, the teaching, and the studying that you do. We'll then seek to understand the potential harm that myths and misconceptions can create within our practice and our learning, and the benefits of dispelling these myths. Finally, we'll touch on some ways that we can stay up to date with the latest neuroscience research and utilise this within our learning and practice. And I also have some resources to share with you at the end, and a special gift for those of you who want to explore this topic further. So we'll start with a quick introductory quiz to get us thinking about the brain and learning. Please feel free to pop your answers into the chat, to drop them on a piece of paper, or to shout them out at your laptop. So we'll start with question 1. Listening to classical music can make you smarter, also known as the Mozart effect. This is in fact false. While listening to music can have cognitive benefits, there's no evidence that classical music in particular makes you smarter. Question 2. True or false? Emotions and stress have no impact on the brain's capacity to learn and retain information. This is false. Emotions and stress can significantly impact the brain's capacity to learn and retain information, and they can either enhance or hinder cognitive processes and memory formation. Question 3. Brain games can improve your overall cognitive abilities. So we're talking about those apps that you can get on your phone. And this one is also false. While brain games can improve specific cognitive abilities, such as working memory or attention, there is little evidence to suggest that they improve overall cognitive abilities or even prevent cognitive decline. But they are still fun. Question 4. Struggling to learn new things can actually improve brain function. This one is true. So challenging the brain by struggling to learn new things can actually improve brain function by promoting the growth of new neural connections and improving cognitive flexibility. So let's take a look at some of these myths and misconceptions. The left brain, right brain concept is a popular belief that the brain's two hemispheres, the left and right, are responsible for different functions and that individuals can be either left-brained, logical and analytical, or right-brained, creative, intuitive, based on their dominant hemisphere. While it is true that different regions of the brain are responsible for different functions, such as language processing being primarily located in the left hemisphere, most complex tasks involve multiple regions of the brain working together in a coordinated manner. In fact, brain imaging studies have shown that the brain's hemispheres are highly interconnected and work together to perform most tasks. So while it is true that some individuals may have a natural inclination or preference for certain types of activities, such as analytical or creative tasks, this is not necessarily related to a dominant hemisphere of the brain. The idea that someone is exclusively left-brained or right-brained is oversimplified and not supported by scientific evidence. Let me know in the chat if you've ever completed a quiz online, perhaps to determine which is your dominant side. Yep, me too. The concept that people only use 10% of their brain is a common misconception that has been around for over a century. The suggestion is that the vast majority of our brain is unused and untapped potential, and that if we could unlock this unused portion of our brain, we would become superhuman or gain extraordinary abilities. However, this is entirely untrue. Modern neuroscience has shown us that no part of our brain is entirely inactive, and that every region of our brain has a specific function that contributes to our overall cognitive abilities. In fact, research has shown that even during rest, the brain is highly active and performing critical functions such as consolidating memories and processing sensory information. Also, many brain imaging studies have demonstrated that when people engage in cognitive tasks, multiple regions of the brain are activated simultaneously, suggesting that there is no unused portion of the brain. So, the myth that people use only 10% of their brain is entirely false. Our brains are highly complex and sophisticated organs that are active and engaged even when we're not consciously aware of it. The misconception that people have different learning styles that determines how they learn best is a widespread belief, but one that is not supported by empirical evidence. The idea behind this myth is that people have different cognitive preferences for receiving and processing information, and that these preferences can be categorized into distinct learning styles. For example, some people might be visual learners, while others might be auditory or kinesthetic learners. While it is true that people may have an individual preference for how they prefer to receive information, there is little evidence to suggest that these preferences translate into significant differences in learning outcomes. A large body of research has shown that there is no evidence to support the idea that tailoring instruction to a particular learning style improves learning outcomes. In fact, many studies have shown that the most effective instructional strategies are those that are tailored to the content being taught, rather than the supposed learning style of the student. Research has also shown that people tend to learn best when they receive information in multiple modalities. For example, incorporating both visual aids and spoken instructions can enhance learning outcomes for students regardless of their supposed learning styles. The misconception that memory works like a video recorder, accurately storing and retrieving information, is not entirely accurate. While it is true that we rely on our memory to store and retrieve information, our memory is not like a video recorder that records and plays back information with perfect accuracy. In reality, memory is a complex and dynamic process that is influenced by a variety of factors, including our attention, motivation, emotional state, and prior experiences. When we encode information into our memory, we are not simply making an exact copy of the information, but rather we are constructing a representation of the information based on our own experiences and interpretations. This means that our memories are inherently subjective and can be influenced by our own biases and perspectives. Imagine this. You're sitting in a classroom, ready to absorb new knowledge and expand your skills. But what if I told you that some of the beliefs you hold about learning might actually be holding you back? Picture this scenario. Zara, a diligent learner, is determined to improve her study habits. However, she has always believed in the common myth that cramming the night before an exam is an effective strategy. Unfortunately, this misconception leads Zara to spend hours poring over her notes, only to find herself struggling to retain the information the next day. She's left feeling frustrated and questioning her abilities. Now let's zoom out and see the bigger picture. Zara is not alone. Many students and professionals fall victim to these learning myths, perpetuating a cycle of ineffective strategies. It's like a game of telephone or grapevine, where false information gets passed along, leading to a widespread misunderstanding of how our brains truly work. But it doesn't end there. These myths can have a lasting impact on our self-beliefs. Consider Arjun, who has always believed that intelligence is fixed and unchangeable. He thinks he's either smart or not smart, and there's no room for growth. This fixed mindset, fueled by the myth, limits his potential and undermines his motivation to learn and explore new horizons. Now let's explore the ripple effect of these misconceptions. When widely accepted, these false beliefs can shape educational practices and policies. Think about the idea that the brain is a static organ that cannot be changed. If educators and policymakers buy into this myth, they might overlook the importance of promoting brain health through exercise, healthy eating, and social interaction. This neglect can have far-reaching consequences for individuals and society as a whole. So, stepping into the astonishing universe of the brain, we uncover its vital role in the learning process. For learners and educators alike, an understanding of the brain's unique workings is not just informative, but transformative. Through the lens of neuroscience, we observe how varying experiences and teaching strategies engage different parts of our brain. This understanding empowers educators to adapt their teaching methods, refining them to facilitate optimal learning and retention. For learners, the same knowledge allows them to customize their learning strategies, enhancing their ability to absorb, recall, and apply information. Grasping the brain's intricacies also illuminates the path to addressing learning difficulties. Some challenges can be traced to specific brain areas, and a nuanced understanding of these regions equips educators to develop targeted interventions. For learners, this comprehension is equally crucial, enabling them to devise personalised strategies to navigate their unique learning obstacles. But there's more. Understanding the brain's plasticity, its ability to adapt and evolve in response to experiences and learning, fosters a lifelong love of learning. For educators, this revelation illuminates strategies to keep students' curiosity and enthusiasm aflame. Simultaneously, learners gain the tools to continually acquire new skills and grow personally and academically, far beyond the confines of a traditional classroom. A deep understanding of the brain yields insights into mental health promotion. Recognizing how the brain processes and responds to stress and emotions allows educators to build nurturing environments that prioritize learners' well-being. Learners can utilize the same knowledge to develop evidence-based strategies to manage stress and foster their mental health. In the grand labyrinth of the brain, both learners and educators find keys to unlocking their full potential. By embracing the fascinating neuroscience, they embark on an enlightening journey of limitless discovery, where understanding translates into remarkable transformations in teaching, learning, and living. There are several ways to arm ourselves with proper information about the brain and learning. One of the best ways to stay informed about the latest research on the brain and learning is to read peer-reviewed journals, attend conferences, and engage with experts in the field. There are many sources of information on the brain and learning, but not all sources are reliable. To arm yourself with proper information, consult reputable sources, such as scientific journals, textbooks, and websites run by reputable organisations or experts. When you hear a claim about the brain or learning, challenge assumptions and seek evidence to support or refute the claim. Don't accept claims at face value and seek multiple sources of evidence before forming an opinion. Collaborating with other educators, researchers, and experts can be a great way to share ideas, learn from one another, and stay informed about the latest research and developments. Engaging in ongoing professional development can be a great way to stay informed about the latest research and developments in the field of education and to develop new skills and strategies for supporting learners. By following these strategies, you can arm yourself with evidence-based information about the brain and learning and better serve yourself and your learners. If you're struggling to find time to access and read peer-reviewed journals or attend lectures, then I'd like to invite you to explore this topic further through one of our courses, Neurons to Knowledge, Unlocking the Power of Neuroscience for Learning. It's currently available as an e-learning package, a virtual session, and I highly recommend the face-to-face workshop, which you can book onto as an individual, a group, or have the workshop delivered on site. Pictured on the screen is our Neuroscience 101 Introductory e-learning course. This course is offered free with your first course and serves as an optional primer into the enthralling world of neuroscience, providing an accessible foundation for you to build upon. It's a perfect stepping stone towards our full-day workshop, Unlocking the Power of Neuroscience for Learning, where you'll delve deeper into the science that's revolutionising our understanding of learning. Not ready to commit to a full day? No worries, our mini-series of virtual workshops allows you to hone in on specific topics that pique your interest. Whether it's neuroplasticity, the impact of sleep, emotion and stress on learning, or demystifying scientific research, these bite-sized courses cater to your schedule and curiosity. And for those who prefer an in-person and more immersive experience, all courses can be delivered on site. These sessions provide enriching opportunities to put theory into practice, engage in group discussions, and delve into hands-on activities that cement your newfound knowledge. In the face of rapidly evolving neuroscience research, staying informed is not merely an option but a necessity. Our Neurons to Knowledge range of courses provides an accessible and flexible pathway to keep you at the cutting edge of learning and development. So let's step forward into this journey together, maximising our potential as educators, learners and leaders in this field. You can find out more about these courses by scanning the QR code or using the link in the chat. You can also go to onyxld.com to look at our workshops and e-learning. So just to say a very big thank you for your time and attention today. I hope you found it useful and that it has sparked some curiosity within you about the brain and learning. Let me know your thoughts. Please scan the QR code to provide some feedback on today's webinar or use the link in the chat. Take care all, and thanks again.